Chennai going to plunge the dagger in to the hopes of Kolkata? Are they going to stab them while they're running? Oh, that's going to be interesting. It's match number 49 in Dubai. I don't think I need to add that much drama to it, but I just I like the drama. Plunge the knife. Because Chennai did that to Bangalore, didn't they, Dooley? They were just like, not so fast.
Yeah, they found a way there, didn't they? And I look at this Kolkata team and they just stumble. They stumble. I don't know that they've got their combinations right. They just haven't found a recipe, and they continually play with that batting order, tinker with it, and then they get a good partnership the other night with Owen Morgan. And then they lose a wicket, and then they're all out again. They stutter, they stumble, they haven't got the combination right. And it was a side that on paper, I thought at the start of the season, had probably 12 very, very good players. And if they got their combo right, they could have been contenders, but they have not.
Morgan at 4, right, Michael?
No, I totally agree with Dooley. I fancied them at the start of the...
Yeah, we all did.
And they may still do. I think Narayan coming back, obviously his action was an issue. He's now back, so that obviously is a big play for them. Andre Russell looks like he's going to come back into the side as well. Morgan's just got to push himself up. He's the one player, I reckon.
But in whose place? In whose place? My question for you is Russell for who? Let's have a look at if you have a look at their team and we look at their squad, are you then because you can't replace the captain, right? You can't replace Narayan. So then that means you're breaking up Loki and Cummins.
Well, I think Cummins has to go. I know he's the big earner, but you've got to put that to one side. That's irrelevant. They've got to win this game. Morgan for me is the key with the bat. They've not been consistent enough at the top in the power play. They've got to somehow come out the traps. And Shubman Gill tried in the last game to get a little bit more aggression in that top 6 overs. He's got to do exactly the same tomorrow. But Morgan is the one batter that I still think could play the outstanding innings for this team. When you start an IPL season, then halfway through you change the captain, it never looks quite right. There's obviously a few issues there, and it's very rare that a team then goes on to be very successful. It may come next year if Morgan's given the captaincy, so he gives himself a bit more time to kind of gel his team more so. But Dooley's absolutely spot on. They're like a mismatch. It's like a puzzle that's not quite. They've got all the pieces, but they're not quite sure where they're going to go. It's not a jigsaw puzzle that you look at the end of it, go, it doesn't look right. It's just a little bit out of place.
But here's the thing. It seems like this should be a 18, 20 piece puzzle, but they're treating it like it's a 1,000-piece puzzle.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, a few pieces as well, so it's never going to come.
There's a couple of pieces missing.
It's a few.
Yeah.
But would that happen? Would that happen? What Warnie just said, would that happen? Would they drop Cummins?
Well, again,
it's not going to happen.
It comes down to sensible selections. If they need to get Andre Russell back in, then again, don't pick your most expensive 11 for the sake of it. Just because you paid $2 million for the bloke, if he's not performing, he picked up 2 wickets in the first 8 games. 2 wickets. Now, yes, he got a 50. He's not there to get runs. He's not there to win you games with the bat. If it happens, if he gets 20 off 8 balls and wins you a game, so be it. But his job is to get wickets. That's what he was bought for, and he couldn't do it. And he hasn't really done it consistently. So Lockie Ferguson has done that from the first game he came in. Could they keep him and drop Cummins? Absolutely. It just means that Ferguson probably takes the new ball instead of Cummins if he's not there. Remember that Russell actually bowled quite well. Although he's only got 90-something runs and 8 bats, he actually bowled quite well for them. Bowled some crucial overs at the back end. So if he's fit and ready to go, he's got to come back in and play, and then they figure it out from there. But just get that top 4 sorted out. Morgan's got to bat 4, and I don't really care who bats in front of him, whether Tripathi is at the top with Shubman Gill, whether Nitish Rana's at the top with Shubman Gill. Doesn't bother me so much. Dinesh Karthik needs to bat at 6, Russell at 5, and Morgan at 4. And they haven't. I don't think they've had that once in the tournament. That is the correct middle order. Morgan 4, Russell 5, Karthik 6. That's your order. Do it, and you might get some success.
Yeah, but you said Lockie Ferguson with the new ball. It's in his contract, right? That he doesn't bowl in the power play, isn't it?
Possibly.
I'm just being cheeky. But yes, it is. Michael Harsha had a very good point the other day, and I remember he said it on this show. He said that for some strange reason, Kolkata wants to put out a fire rather than prevent one. And that's what it looks like with Morgan at 6. He said they're just, they're looking at managing the fire and putting it out rather than just sending him at 4 and preventing it.
Yeah, it's very rare that you can question Eoin Morgan's decision making in white ball cricket. He's over the last 2 or 3 years been the best captain. He's done a remarkable job with England. But Dool is absolutely right about the batting order. You could almost argue that if they get off to a good start and there are no wickets down after 6, Morgan just goes in next.
Yeah.
As soon as you're out that part, get Morgan in next. And then Andre Russell comes up from around the 10th to the 12th. Then he comes, and then obviously Dinesh is the finisher. They've just not got the pieces in the right place. But you would have thought with Baz McCullum and Eoin Morgan being real good, smart cricket brains. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Sunil Narine goes back to the top of the order tomorrow, just because that's worked in the past. They might go with what's worked with them in the past and get the experience that is the reason why you pay the money for those kind of players. You put them in the places where they're going to have the most effect, and Morgan needs more balls. Simple as that.
True, and it is Sunil Narayan's kind of attack for him to open. He liked to open against them. There's nothing expressed there with Chennai. There's no 145 there.
Yeah, that's spot on. Though Hazelwood's quick enough to hurry him up if they want to go down that route. And maybe leave Imran Tahir out, but it's Sharjah. Is it Sharjah? Dubai, sorry, it's Dubai. So they may leave Imran Tahir out and bring Hazelwood in. That's the other option. I like what they did last game as far as Jagadish and Gaikwad and Mitch Santner, Sam Curran. We talked about it the other night. When you look through that list of their current team, I mean, outside of maybe MS Dhoni, who we think will be back for one more IPL, Ambati Raidu's still got enough in him. It's really only Imran Tahir in that side who you would think won't be back for the next IPL. And so they've picked a youngish side to maybe looking forward to the next IPL, the next tournament. So I liked what they did on that front. Maybe drop Tahir, bring Hazelwood in, and you've got a good combination for tomorrow night's contest.
Yeah, I'm staying it here now that if the IPL is in the UAE again next year, which is the whisper that it may, MS Dhoni has to play another year. He cannot finish his IPL career in front of no crowd. Even if he's on a Zimmer frame, he has to play one game the following year. He can't go out with no crowd.